One of the most dominant offensive rebounders in the game today could be on pace to return early for the New York Knicks, and that's Mitchell Robinson. We're going to break down this major injury update today and so much more. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. We have a major update on Mitchell Robinson's injury status coming into All-Star break. Now, clearly, Mitchell Robinson has been out with an ankle injury, and he had ankle surgery a few months ago. He has been recovering, and we all thought that Mitchell Robinson potentially could miss the rest of the season. But when the New York Knicks would deny the disabled player exemption for Mitchell Robinson, it gave us a little hope that Robinson potentially could come back this season. And now, thanks to NBA insider Steph Bondy, we now have a massive update on Mitchell Robinson and potentially when he can return. According to Steph Bondy, Mitchell Robinson's recovery is on pace to begin on-court shooting soon after All-Star break. Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau revealed Tuesday in the first official update on the starting center. Robinson has been out since undergoing ankle surgery in mid-December. According to Tom Thibodeau, we are very pleased with how he's coming along. So that's a positive. It's a positive update considering there were fears Robinson could be out the entire season with a fractured ankle. A lot of fans tend to forget, but Robinson actually emerged as an all-defensive candidate in his 21 games before he got injured. While leading the league in offensive boards, he was replaced aptly by Isaiah Hartenstein, who entered Tuesday's game against the Grizzlies, averaging career highs in rebounds, 8.8, and minutes, 25.6 minutes. This is an amazing update for the New York Knicks. Now you can keep in the back of your mind potentially that you're going to get back one of the best defensive centers in the game today in Mitchell Robinson. It's essentially like making a trade down the road without having to make a trade, because now you know you can expect a defensive monster coming back, and that's Mitchell Robinson. This is the update that you wanted to hear, because we heard potentially that Mitchell Robinson could return this season, but we didn't really know what he was doing, if it was positive, if he was on pace with his recovery and his injury status. But now, thanks to Tom Thibodeau, we have all of that information. When you hear an update like this, that Mitchell Robinson's recovery is on pace to begin on-court shooting soon after All-Star break, how can you not be happy with an update like that? Before this update from Tom Thibodeau, it was all question marks, hypotheticals. We were assuming, we were hoping that he would come back, maybe by the playoffs, maybe during the regular season before we ended it, but we didn't know. This sign right here, that he's going to be on court, actually being able to shoot and do all of these things, is a very positive sign. But we looked into this further with NBA insider Steph Bondy, and he gave us the following updates about Mitchell Robinson, how he's progressing, what he's actually doing, and how his rehab is currently going. According to NBA insider Steph Bondy, he notes, Robinson is still waiting for clearance to get on the court, although Tom Thibodeau said the 25-year-old is already doing some shooting. Still, there's a big difference between starting on-court work and returning to actual games. Thibodeau laid out the process with no real timetable for each step. According to Thibs, you do the rehab part, you're in the pool, you're on the anti-gravity treadmill, you're lifting, you're doing that sort of thing. Then they'll clear him to get on court with form shooting, that sort of thing. Then they'll progress to the running part, the jumping part. Then you start off 1-on-0, then 1-on-1, then 2-on-2. So there's a progression to it, to where you get to 5-on-5, and then you're cleared for practice. Regarding how Mitchell Robinson's rehab is going, this is what Tom Thibodeau had to say about it. But it is limited. We have to go step by step. Just follow the medical protocol until he's cleared to start running. A key with Robinson is keeping his weight down before trying to transition his body into game shape, according to Steph Bondy. And that's why you're putting him in the pool, Tom Thibodeau said. He can get on the bike, he can do those things, but it's very low impact. Great update here by Steph Bondy. He mentioned a very crucial point here in regards to on-court activity. There's a very big difference on what on-court activity actually means. Does on-court mean shooting? Does it mean 1-on-0 like Tom Thibodeau said? 1-on-1, 2-on-2. I think at this point in time, it's safe to assume if he's doing some light shooting at this point, when he goes on court, that's likely all he's going to be doing. Some type of shooting, getting his body right, getting his mind right, and clearly getting Mitchell Robinson's body right and focused before he starts really training and really getting prepared to do basketball activities. That's the main focus for this New York Knicks team. They want to make sure his body's right. And I think that goes back to experience in the past. We know with Mitchell Robinson, if he comes back too big or too bulky, he won't be as fast, he won't be as athletic, and he won't be as impactful for this Knicks team. And if he comes back like a twig, that's also not going to help as well too. He needs to really be in that same shape he was in when he was doing the same things he was doing during that 21-game stretch where, as Steph Bondy stated, he was a candidate for All Defensive Player of the Year, because that's the type of play we were getting from Mitchell Robinson. He was that impactful. I think a lot of people forget, because of the play of Isaiah Hartenstein, what Mitchell Robinson means to this team. Both Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein have a positive impact for the New York Knicks when they're starting, but they just do different things. With Isaiah Hartenstein, he opens up the floor a little bit more, he helps pass a little bit more, he finds people a little bit better. He does that. That's why the New York Knicks look better on offense, I think, with Hartenstein out there. But I don't think he instills the same type of fear as Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, when he's out there, blocks a lot more shots. He's definitely in the paint a lot more, but that's where he's most effective. He grabs more rebounds, even though I will admit that Isaiah Hartenstein is giving him a run for his money because he's grabbing a lot of rebounds himself. He's averaging career highs across the board. We have to give it to him. If anybody else was stepping into Mitchell Robinson's place to do exactly what Mitchell Robinson was asked to do, I don't think anybody would be as effective. But Isaiah Hartenstein, he definitely did exactly what you wanted him to do, and then some. Because now you have people questioning if Mitchell Robinson should even start when he comes back. That's how good Isaiah Hartenstein has been. And I think if you want to answer that question, you have to look at who the head coach is. That's Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau wanted Mitchell Robinson to start over Isaiah Hartenstein to start the season. Now, albeit we didn't see this Isaiah Hartenstein to start the season. So maybe Tom Thibodeau is going to adjust his thinking and maybe do it on matchup. And for me, that's the best scenario. That's how you have to do it. Depending on the scenario, Isaiah Hartenstein fits better. Depending on the scenario, Mitchell Robinson fits better. That's how you should play the center position at this point in time. Because right now, you legitimately have two starting centers on your roster. The way you play them has to be based off of matchup. But if we're going based off of history, Tom Thibodeau was very comfortable starting Mitchell Robinson over Isaiah Hartenstein. So when he returns and he's healthy, he's locked in, he's focused, and he's cleared, is that same thing going to happen again? In my opinion, absolutely yes. There's no way to escape that. I think Mitchell Robinson and Tom Thibodeau fit like a glove, and I think Tom Thibodeau really loves and respects what Mitchell Robinson gives this Knicks team, his impact, and what he does out there when he's on the court. And I think he likes Isaiah Hartenstein coming off of the bench and his impact out there as well too. And let's face it, Isaiah Hartenstein out there with a backup center on the other side, a reserve center going against Isaiah Hartenstein, that's food. Nobody's going to be able to stop that. So I can understand why Tom Thibodeau might go back to that. Either way, whether you want Mitchell Robinson to start, whether you want him to come off the bench, hearing this news, hearing this update, the first official update that we get from Tom Thibodeau on Mitchell Robinson is such good news. It's great news. It's magnificent news. We thought he was going to miss the entire season, and then potentially he could come back this season. But to hear he's going to be on court, he's likely going to be shooting because he's already shooting already. And we already know the steps now, thanks to Tom Thibodeau, that he has to go through to get cleared in order to come back for the New York Knicks. I think he's on pace to do that. I'm very happy to hear this. Mitchell Robinson is an impactful player for this Knicks team when he's playing for them. And I think there's no reason to get upset or mad or nothing like that. At this point in time, when you're hearing an update like this, all you can do is be happy. Jump up and down and smile because you know, we all know that at some point down the road this season, the New York Knicks are getting back one of the best defensive centers in the game today, one of the best offensive rebounders in the game today, a player that fits Tom Thibodeau like a glove, a player that helps this Knicks team get better, a player that helps impact what this Knicks team does on the offensive end in terms of rebounding, but especially help us on defense, is gonna be returning very soon. And that's Mitchell Robinson. We have to be happy about that. I'm so happy for Mitch. I hope he continues to progress. I'm wishing him well in his rehab, which sounds like it's going well. The New York Knicks are in no position to turn away talent, so I can't wait to have Mitchell Robinson back because that's going to add to our depth, add to what we can do, and add to the dominance that this Knicks team is going to present. Oh, and by the way, we'll be able to see OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson both on defense, which, by the way, that duo on paper is a nightmare for opposing defenses. I can't wait to see that reality come to life. But what about you guys? What do you think about this positive Mitchell Robinson update? And what do you think it means for the New York Knicks moving forward? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.